Okay, so I actually picked this specifically for you. There is a girl, I want to name her. We were gonna have her on in London, but this is a clip from ZZ Mills. Sunflower, yeah.
Sunflower.
So this is specifically about marriage and sex work. And I felt like,
oh God, yes,
this would be perfect for you to answer because Mandii and I could debate this, but it'd be perfect for you to hear.
Okay.
And this is going to be very controversial to say, marriage also is sex work because a lot of women, what they're doing is women engage in marriage from a place where, okay, ideally, he's going to take care of you financially and there's a home for you to live in. What you are doing is you're fulfilling a role. So you're going to either be some sort of like homemaker, homekeeper, you're raising and rearing the kids. You are partnering with him and sleeping with him in the hopes that the trade-off will be that you get validation, love, and upkeep. And the man understands and believes that if he continues to fulfill that role for you, then the arrangement works because marriage is an arrangement. Now, why I say it's prostitution is because whilst it's not necessarily on the surface, you're fucking for a transactional exchange, there's something that you're fucking for.
Something that you're fucking for. That was from the Slumflower. Check her out on IG. She's got a dope podcast too, the Slumflower Hour. But yeah, she's also an author. But she said that, and I was like...
And the internet went ablaze.
Now, is there anything you heard in there that you thought, I can see why she said that?
Well, the last part? No, the first part of what she was saying was...
But the prostitution part was crazy.
No.
The prostitution is where it's
but
like,
she started by saying sex worker. It's crazy because your antenna I saw went up when she used the word prostitute.
Yeah.
Which they're the same thing. Like sex worker, prostitution.
That's a good point. We don't like
you know
the
what
word.
I mean? It's,
Right.
I don't think you like the word, but when she started by saying, it's a sex, like you're a sex worker.
It's easier on the ears, right?
It's easier on the
so,
ears.
It's easier on the ears and you're willing to listen to why she's saying that.
Because as soon as she said prostitute, you
Prostitution is
said,
like, yeah.
Right.
There are certain words, you know why? Because sex worker can be anything. Sometimes a stripper, people say we do sex work by talking about sex ed.
Yeah.
Prostitution, I think about literally streetwalking.
Dollar, this.
I'm pulling up to the car.
But this.
Now, she did say that, though. She said there is a financial exchange in marriage, especially when a woman is expected to be a specific role person in the house, a homemaker, a mother, take care of the house in exchange for you, the husband,
and she used the key word. I always say that sex work is transactional.
Right.
She called it marriage transactional.
Do you believe that marriage is transactional?
No, I think it's a compromise. It's not transactional, no.
And we talked about
what movie said marriage is a compromise? I feel like I just heard this week. But
let me see.
I think everything is transactional.
Okay.
Everything is
even friendship.
Everything is transaction. So I don't think when we highlight transaction, you can't just leave it to one thing. Like me being here, you guys being here, it's a transactional thing, right? It's not a bad thing. It works for everyone. So everything is transactional, but in terms of a marriage, when you focus it on, if you do this, I do this, it's not like that. It's more of, I do this because I love you.
Yeah. People in the comments said that she wanted to do this or say this because this is what single women, they try to drag down marriage, things like that.
I agree.
You do?
I agree. I think it's a perspective to just kind of like taint the idea in marriage, but like.
I mean, I have other ways and reasons why I taint marriage and why I don't believe in it. But I think it's just because the construct of marriage actually was not based on love at all. It was based on a financial gain or a partnership created in order for a woman to have a roof over her head or be able to open a bank account or to be able to kind of exist in a society that didn't allow women really to live a life of independence. And I mean, even if we look at other traditions and places in the world, a lot of it was set up by your family. And that was for a means of wealth or to stay within a certain social class.
But people choose each other today.
Well, yeah, they do. But I think that that's the interesting part about this, though, is if we bring in the concept of sex being in exchange for something, which I think is why prostitution came about, because she even said, your wife has sex with you because now she has to do that in exchange for
no, but that's
being
not
with
true.
the wife.
I agree.
That's not a good relationship. You know what I'm saying? A happy relationship is somebody that wants to do that.
I agree.
That means I'm a prostitute then in the relationship.
Talk your shit.
You get what I'm saying?
That's fair. We see your chest.
Yeah, listen.
You know why this really struck home for me? So over the years on Horrible, I always talk about my parents being a great example of a happy marriage. This to me, when knowing that like the sex becomes a transactional thing. I recently saw when my dad's health took a turn. My dad's in a wheelchair now.
Yeah.
When I'm sure they haven't fucked in a few years, but I mean, I ain't asking, but I know.
Yeah.
And I see the dynamics change, the love change. And I think when you have that much love and adoration for somebody, you stick it out till the end.
Absolutely.
So now he's in his 80s. My mom's in his 70s. And I'm watching it in real time.
Yeah.
To me, that's the largest difference with marriage is the commitment to do it through whatever.
Exactly.
You know, when your body changes, when you're old, whatever.
Right.
And like with sex in particular, there's so many people we've had on this podcast, even talking about things like fibroids and shit like that.
Yeah.
What if you can't fuck for a few months? You know what I mean? Black women, 40%. Like just thinking that sex is all marriage is, or the exchange that they need is sometimes pretty sad because I agree. I think that the housewife ideation of it, sometimes women have acted like maybe they're better than anyone else. I think that is where comments like this can derive from.
Yeah.
Married women tend to act better than women that are single. And a lot of times those married women are happy and these single girls chose to leave somebody.
Right.
But I still firmly believe marriage can be filled with happiness, honesty, and trust.
It is. I'm living it though. But I'm living it. So the thing about it too is, right, like the way you describe marriage is the law, what they made the law.
For sure.
There's a difference between that and a kingdom marriage, which is biblical.
Okay.
And a biblical marriage is basically even Adam and Eve, where she came from his rib. That was his wife.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm...
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. So,
no nigga rib.
You know what I'm saying? Listen. They have been...
My bad.
Keep cooking.
Y'all know that shit. Go ahead, Rotimi. Go ahead.
So when you have what it is from the Bible standpoint, a woman is a support. A man is basically the exchange. The transactional exchange is husbands love your wives, or wives respect your husband. That's the transaction. That's the only transaction. Right. So when we do all these other things, it's the law. Yes, you're right. You're not wrong because the law is let's make some money off people. That's what the law is. But when you get married under God in a spiritual way, there's you become selfless.
Okay.
Everything you do to have a successful relationship, everything you do is for that other person. So you're not even thinking for a transaction. You're thinking of, oh, what can I do? When I'm speaking to OGs, they're like, yo, bro, be as selfless as possible because if she's that way and you're that way, y'all always gonna be good.
Besides God, tell me why you wanted to get married. Because I had a conversation with my partner about this. And, you know, not opposed to marriage at all. We talk about, you know, children, family dynamics, but he's like, well, why do you want it? None of this has nothing to do with other people. You don't feel pressured. What makes you want it? I just want to know your answer. Because as a man, I feel like men are always pushed. Oh, where's my ring?
Yeah.
You know.
I think because she didn't push me. I think it was just like, oh, this is right. If she would have pushed me, then it probably would have been a different outcome. It would have been like, what's this? Why are you doing? Why are you forcing this? It just, everything in our relationship was a natural transition.
Why marriage over long-term commitment, though?
Again, it was just led by the Spirit. Honestly, I can't tell you like, oh,
God
it's the right thing to do
for you in this choice.
Yes,
okay,
completely.
We recently had a dating coach on, and so I would just like to know the timeline that this took place in terms of your relationship.
Yeah.
So can you let us know?
We about to put Anwar to the test.
That's fine. Can you let us know how long it took you to propose? How long were y'all dating before you popped the question?
Yeah. About 1.5 years, 2 years.
Woo! Anwar right. Anwar was wrong.
What?
He said 6 months.
No,
6
for a
months means what?
relationship. Committed relationship, 3 to 6 months.
How long were y'all dating before getting into your relationship?
How long were we
committed
dating before we got into our relationship?
Before you said, will you be my girlfriend?
I guess it's different because she was all the way in another country.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to...
Girl, that means it is a real good timeline.
So we started... Okay, I'll give you the breakdown. So we met in July of 2019.
Okay.
And so it was Essence Fest, kicked it, talked, and then she went back to Tanzania, and then she came and visited me in August.
Oh, wow. So 6 months in between.
No. July,
August.
to August.
Oh, 1 month.
She came back.
Okay.
She was like, look, I want to see you.
She flew herself?
Yes.
Oh.
She was like, Let's go. Let's go.
And he asked me why I'm trying to get
Let's
married.
go. Yeah.
You see that? Hey.
Shout out to you.
No, she got that money.
Hey, let me tell you something.
She got
Vanessa
that
played
money.
the long game.
The money.
Let's go.
I'm about to get his ass. What?
That was the best investment she ever
I
did.
ain't even mad.
Come on, G.
She said, I got that 2,000 for
Look,
the ticket.
She said, yeah.
She was like, look, I got it. She was like, I got it. And she was like, she came and she had like 3-4 shows set up. And she was like, I don't feel like leaving.
Okay, she booked it for work.
No, elsewhere.
Oh.
She lost money to come see me.
Okay, girl. Now you're doing too much.
No, she
Hold
doing
on.
what she did. She married.
You're right.
Hold on, y'all had sex before. She must have seen it. Did she see it?
Wait. Did she see it?
Was it in a picture? And she said,
Of course she saw the dick.
oh yeah, so that's why she got on the plane.
Okay.
It had to be something. It couldn't have been, no offense, person. Now alone.
So how long did she stay with you? You just saw a clip from the Horrible Decisions podcast.
To check out more full episodes and the rest of our content, check the links down below.